What's up, YouTube? It's the franchise guy coming at you again with another episode of MLB The Show 19 Road to the Show featuring Chance Bishop taking on the Cleveland Indians. Start this episode off. Yep, look at this. Look at us all just hanging out over here down the street doing the same old things we did last week. Look at those Indians over there. Ugh, how do you choke the Chicago Cubs Indians? Come on. Kyle Mueller? I don't know. 25.76, 4.12 ERA. Eh, average season, I guess, for him. Nothing too great, nothing to write home about, really. But Chance, starting off with a ground out because, of course, it's getting towards the end of the season, and the end of the season slump for Chance Bishop begins. That's what he does. He kills it for the first, 4 or 5 months of the season, and then the last month or two. And then the playoffs, he just kind of slumps through it for whatever reason. Look at that, we have an infield hit right here. Way to go. So not too shabby, I guess. There's a pop-up right here. Oh my lord, we're not having a good time, pretty much. We tried. Look at that, we tried so hard. Top 10 Bishop, though, gets a hold of this one. It's going to be a long fly ball in a deep right field. That baby's out of here. That's going to be a home run. Batting clutch goes up, power and contact all go up. Mr. Generic computer generated player right here is just looking on in disbelief. 108.9 off the bat. I mean, if this was at Citizens Bank, that'd be a walk-off, but nope, we're just gonna hang out. High five to Billy Hamilton right here. I don't know why we have Billy Hamilton. We have so many players on this team. I just don't understand why we have them. Because Billy Hamilton's like a starting caliber outfielder, and we just have him on our bench. But I don't know. Maybe not anymore. Maybe because McCutcheon left. Maybe we won't have him anymore. I'm not sure. But moving on to Nationals Park. Nationals are the real life defending World Series champions. Not something I was too happy for. Of course I was not happy for. I'm a Phillies fan. Why would I want a division rival to win the World Series? I mean, I was going Astros all the way. I mean, because pretty much, like, why would I want the Nationals to win? Like, I get it. I get it. They deserved a World Series title eventually. The whole like, oh, Bryce Harper left, and then they won the World Series. He was holding them back, and then all of this stuff. And I mean, pretty much it stands as, hey, they had, either the second highest or highest paid pitching staff in the league, and pitching wins baseball games. Now that's how it is. The Astros sold out for the long ball and couldn't play small ball when they needed to play small ball. They left 60 runners on base during the World Series. And sometimes that was fine. Like games where they won like 7-2, or where they won like the games they won to get up 3-2. Those games where they blew them out, like those games were the games that you know was like, hey, they won by the long ball. But then if they weren't hitting the long ball, guess what? You aren't getting runs. That's why they only scored 2 runs in Game 7, while the Nationals scored 7. Sure, they had, help from the home run and the long ball, but they also know how to play small ball. They also know how to get runners on base when they needed to. So, I mean, just kind of how it works right now with baseball. Baseball is very long ball oriented, very pitcher oriented. But hey, I mean, it's not quite as easy as you think. Because as cool as it is to have, 3 or 4 guys hit 30, 40 home runs, you if you don't have anyone that bats, 310, 300, gets on base, regularly, you're not going to succeed. Look at the Phillies. Phillies pitching staff this year. Phillies pitching staff was god awful. I mean, sure that you could say this, they had problems with run support, especially with Aaron Nola. Nola wasn't the same pitcher he was last year. I mean, it happens. I mean, it's whatever. But you're telling me that throughout the entire season, your best pitchers for the starting rotation that you put in the major league for the starting rotation consisted of Aaron Nola, Jake Arrieta when he was healthy, Vince Velasquez, Zach Eflin, and Nick Pivetta. Like I get it. Nick Pivetta has all this promise behind him, and he's just one mental click away from putting it all together and being a lights out dominant pitcher. Eflin's pretty good. Like he's not a bad pitcher whatsoever. Like, he's a pretty solid pitcher. But I mean, outside of that though, what do the Phillies have? Like what you could have brought up Adonis Medina? Like was he not ready? I mean, I'm pretty sure they used Enel De Los Santos. They used Ranger Suarez a lot in the bullpen. I mean, there's so many questions I'm left with this Phillies team. What they thought would be simple pitchers. I mean, for the bullpen, their bullpen was bargain bin hunting. I don't think they traded for a legit relief pitcher the entire season. Every pitcher was a claim. And you have Mike Morin, you had Jared Hughes, like all these guys. I'm pretty sure are just claims. But no. First thing the Phillies do though, as soon as the offseason was up, they claimed a pitcher. Like, of course, I mean they claimed a pitcher. What a surprise! A relief pitcher, of course. But instead of throwing like 85-mile-an-hour fastball and supposed to throw like a bunch of junk pitches, he throws like 96, 98. So yeah, that's a pretty big upside for the Phillies because it's pretty much he's up there for highest velocity because we have Serenity Dominguez who can throw fire like just throw gas, but outside of that we have no one who has a fastball. Nola doesn't throw a fastball. Nola throws his main pitch is his curveball. Are we gonna keep using Jared Eichhoff, whose fastball sits at like 91 miles an hour, and that's his number one pitch right there, and he just sits on it, and just sits on it and just hits home runs on it. I think there's one point that he's having like 2 home runs allowed a game. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's some things the Phillies can do. Definitely they can do to upgrade this team. I mean, they have to go out. I mean, they got a new pitching coach. They got a new manager. They got a new pitching coach, and we're looking for a new hitter. I've seen what I've seen so far. What I'm most favorable for is Dante Bichette. I've seen that rumored around that they go after Dante Bichette right there. And I mean, to get a player like Mr. Bichette, I mean, his son, but not only did Dante play in, MLB, his son Bo Bichette plays in MLB, yeah. So it's a pretty good lineage of hitters right there. And I'm pretty sure if we get someone like that, this hitting core would have, a very great talent teaching them how to hit, teaching them how to, situational hit, teaching them how to go the other way, teaching them how to, just square up pitches better. Then again, everyone's like dream hitting coach for the Phillies is either gonna be Jim Thome or it's gonna be bring back Matt Stairs. Which I understand the whole Jim Thome thing. He's a Hall of Fame, he's a Hall of Famer, but right now like, he's working with the White Sox, and pretty much the White Sox is where he lives. He lives in Chicago, so working with the White Sox allows him to be home, allows him to see his family, helps him with his MLB Network job too when he's not doing like front office stuff with the White Sox. It's all more convenient for him to be right now in Chicago opposed to Philadelphia. It's the same reason why Brad Lidge turned down the announcer job and Kevin Franson took it, because it's more convenient for Brad Lidge to stay who just retired to pretty much stay retired for a couple of years and be with his family, stuff he's missed, and then come back to the sport later in life. But that's kind of where the Phillies sit right now. I mean, they have a lot of upside. But if you guys like this episode, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. If you guys missed any episode, check the playlist down below. If you guys missed any episodes, check out, that playlist. Until next time, peace out.